Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Today is Friday, February 2nd. This is David with David Trades 385. Looking at IWM as I play IWM always. I'm sharing my screen and there's a lot going on. There is a lot going on pre-market since the jobless numbers or the unemployment numbers has fallen significantly. We started before the announcement of the report. We were at the 196s, and now we are down to 193s. ES is doing the same. So there is a structural change around this area. You can see we were so January 27th, 26th, 29, and 30th, we were all kind of rotating between support and resistance. And then yesterday we broke that resistance below and made broke the support and made support resistance. And that's why we had that nice little opportunity to sell yesterday, which I actually didn't catch. Well, my execution was off, so I ended up taking a loss yesterday. But we did break structure, and we're kind of using now this. Let me bring it over here. Now we're going here's support from January 12th, ended up being that support ended up turning to resistance on the 16th, again on the 19th, and then we end up breaking higher. So we could end up structurally changing again, where now this support, right, around the 192s can now turn into resistance. So I kind of got my eye on that. Or we could use it as support and bounce higher. You're starting to see some reaction in around the close of the 31st. You see some big volume there going on. That could be we're dropping it to use it as a resistance, support turn resistance again, which is fine because the call options for today's strike price is expensive. It's way too much for me to want to play. So I am looking to fade it. I'm just not 100% sure exactly when. I mean, we're ES has dropped a key level. This is roughly 49.31 and a quarter. So it's kind of holding below that. So we could turn this support, this resistance, back into resistance as it used as support yesterday. And I'm sorry, not yesterday, the 31st, and then also yesterday used it as support to now turn that into a resistance. That's a very strong possibility especially since ES is pretty much doing the same thing. With the minute and 50 seconds left to cash, you can kind of see 0 prints coming in. All right, meaning that we are possibly looking to sell, turning that once resistance turns support, possibly back to resistance again. But for me to want to do that, I would need to see us test higher first, especially back to some kind of value. But my thought process is that we may buy up here. And if we do, I'm not going to play because, again, the investment is way too high. And if we do buy up, I would definitely keep my eye on the sell, turning that once support into resistance, because we broke structure once, we broke it twice, and to flip back down. So if we were to test it again, it's very possible that can now be that resistance, support turn resistance, structural change. If we were to drop further down here, Then we're using this support now turn resistance. Once was a support, 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 support. Even yesterday support. The 31st support. Even yesterday it ended up being a support down to resistance. So we see some zero prints are coming in at the low. 20 seconds left. Um, it could be falling here, so I'm gonna keep my eye on it. Not 100% like liking it, but we'll see. And okay, see, I like this zero print buy up here. Now I'm getting the kind of getting the confidence of selling. All right, we should open now. There's a lot of volume. I think I probably could have not. I think I may have missed out on that. 'Cause we're falling. A heavy volume right there. Oh, that's too much. The price is too much for me. Yeah, it's too expensive. Uh, it's too expensive right now. 92s are not though. Man, to hit those 92s up. Hmm. Let's see. This is a 82. So we could be using that as support at the moment. It's a heavy volume there. So it looks like the idea of using that once support turn resistance structure may be the right move. But I need to see it happening more. Some heavy volume coming in there though. I like it. Okay. So 72, 75, 77. Right now it's fighting against each other, so we don't really know. It's a lot of volume. So it's a lot of volume on both sides. That's the kind of annoying part. But we can see sellers are definitely trying to push it down. And it's a bunch of fighting in here. I can see there's a lot of selling at the top here, making a nice little P here. It's like there's a lot of selling at the top of that candle, even at pre-market. It's looking very much like we're using that support term resistance. It just hasn't happened completely yet. I would love for us to make new lows, 192.53, go below that, but there's a lot of volume in there. It's a lot of volume in these candles. 67. See, the selling want to continue down. 74. I needed to break that low. That low would be awesome. Make a new low. You see volumes coming in at these price points nicely. All right, there we go. 77. What happened? It didn't take me out of the trade. Oh no. That should have gave me my half right there. I'm not sure what's going on, guys. It didn't get me out of at my half. I'm still in it. That should have been half. I'm not sure what happened. Back to 70. There is some volume there. Are we defending the close of the other day? All right. That's more like it. All right. That's what I'm talking about. 70. Yeah. It's playing with emotions now. It's playing with emotions right now. It should be. There we go. There we go. That's not pushed down. That's what I was looking for. All right. I just so have. Yeah, I don't know why it didn't get me out the first time. It hit my halfway mark. All right. And I moved my stop to a little bit past break even here. Let's see if we can get a little bit more. So I entered the position at 74. We are okay. Move my stop up. We are at 80 right now. So I got my stop at 76 just to um capture my commission. That was weird. It should have taken me out of position like 2 minutes before. I think it was in this candle, my halfway mark, but it didn't close me out of it. But what I did with I felt comfortable staying in was this here. This volume at the top of this candle let me know sellers were still there. And I got my half. And right now, my second is I'm still in the second part. So 192.84 seems to be a key level here. And look like we're playing off of that to the downside. You can see some heavy volume coming in at that price point up here. All right, so I'm still in on my second. And I may be getting stopped out here. I like that zero print, but let's see if I may get stopped out on my second. So that would give me half goal, which is minus commission 510. But I am still in it. If we make a new low, that may get me out of cash at full goal. So right now, I had this conversation a few days ago. How do you get away with the nervousness? How do you get from being so nervous? And it just comes with practice. Because I used to be just like that too. My heart used to be pounding, and the longer I'm in the play, the more my heart would pound. I'll get nervous, but it just comes with practice, man. I mean, like this is gonna take me on my second half. Uh, Almost there. So half goal looks like that's gonna happen. Not the full, but still in it. Almost like 3 cents away from being out on my second half. 1 cent. Yep, I'm out. All right, so not the full 20 cent, but 5 cent, 5 cent, 10 cent profit. Technically 12, but that extra 2 cent will cover the commission. So the thought was right on, right? Now that we are out altogether, let me check my account just to make sure, because that was a little weird that I should have been out on my first half like minutes ago. Uh, where is it? Um, so field. Okay. Yep. All right, so we good. Yeah, I should have. It looks like it's gonna go back down. I should have been out of my first play minutes ago, but it did not take me out of it. I'm not sure why, but I felt comfortable staying in only because where we were at here, that volume at the top of this candle, that let me know that the sellers were still in play. It looked like they're still in play because they're now coming back down. Heavy selling, not so much there. Here, I don't know if it picks up on camera, but that's a lot of volume there at the top of that candle. So they're still in play. ES is starting to swing back down as well. But to go over since we're out of it now. So just looking at the structure. This was kind of like the well, yesterday wasn't a mistake on structure, more so execution. But yesterday was a break of structure, right? And if I can go back to yesterday here. Yep. No, but this is yesterday. So yesterday was a break of structure, right? We can go all the way back to January 22nd, where this resistance became support. So from the 22nd, we support, right? Another support, supported again on the 24th, on the 25th, on the 26th, the next Monday, the 29th, and even the 30th, the Tuesday, this past Tuesday. Yeah, this past Tuesday was the 30th, right? So we from the 22nd to the 30th, we supported this level, right? And then Wednesday, which was partly because of news, at a Fed Day was news when they announced that there would be an unchange in rates. The market didn't like that. So finally on Wednesday, it broke through that support. All right. So this was the support line roughly. It finally broke through that support. So when Thursday came around yesterday, we opened roughly 194.17, which is this candle here, 194. That wasn't 194.17. Roughly around 194. Yeah, here we go. 194.31 is where we opened. So the knowing that this was a change in structure potentially, you want to see price come up, test that structure. And as you can see on the footprint chart, that's what we did. We opened here 194.31 roughly, 194.30. And then we traded up. And as we trading up, you can see volume getting heavier and heavier. Don't get confused with the green and the red. The color really doesn't matter. What you're really looking for is the volume, heavy volume. You want to see these boxes get longer and longer. The longer they are, the more volume is in the market or in that price point. And as we approach it, you can start to see volumes getting heavier, heavier, even down here, heavy, heavy. Then we finally get up to that testing. I think it was because these numbers are for today. This was we got to end up testing. Is it? I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say the poor low, or close to the poor low, even POC of the 25th. I wish I still had those on my chart, but I took them off for today. But we got close to that area. I think it was the POC of the 25th, I believe. And you can see here we're getting heavier and heavier. As we get approaching that POC of the 25th, his volume at the top of this green candle, I mean, extremely long, right? These boxes are long. Again, don't get caught up in the color, the green, the gray, the red. The color doesn't matter. What you want to see is the actual volume. That's letting you know that there are participants, big participants in the market, especially when you see heavy volume at the top of candles, whether it's a green or a red candle. That's just letting you know there's a big player, you know, not interested in pulling the market up higher. And then eventually we see price start to fall. Right? So my issue or my problem yesterday wasn't that I didn't see the structure, is that I got in way too early. I think I got in this candle, if I'm not mistaken. It hit my stop. And yes, I could have got back in and made my money back and then some, but I decided just to take the loss and come back tomorrow, which is today. And it all worked out. I lost 200. I made 5 today. So I made my money back and um 3 more hundred on top of that. So that was yesterday. And then today was another opportunity for understanding that the structures change, right? So again, on the 31st, partly due to news, we broke structure. Now all this support is now resistance or could potentially be resistance. Yesterday it proven that, right? It used it as resistance. It went from support to resistance. And today, which is another opportunity to say, now we broke structure. Now we're using that support turn resistance, and we should be, the likelihood of us selling off is there. Now, we don't know how long the selling off is going to be or how short, but there could potentially be an opportunity once we see volume pick up. And if I go back to this morning, I should have got in this candle seeing this. I should have, because that was heavy volume at the middle of the candle, heavy volume here at the top. I should have pulled the trigger here, and I would have been done before this minute even started. But it worked out here. See 0 prints, volume at the top of these candles here, letting you know that the sellers are still in play. And this was another one. It didn't last too much longer after that. And now we are approaching potential resistance again. You can start to see volume is kicking in here, the top of these candles. Curious to see where, because ES is also starting to run as well. There is still a structure here though. So what it could be doing is using this as support now, right? Because this was support. This was a resistance, I'm sorry. And then on the 22nd became support, 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 broke it. And now we could be using this as a support again, right? You can see how all the way back on the 10th and 11th, it was support, support, that support turned resistance, resistance, and then on the 22nd became support again. So the structure changed. And then due to probably the announcement, structure changed again. And now we're potentially, we use this as resistance. There was one support. We could potentially use this as a support again, which it was support back here. Last time I was support on the 12th. So we are potentially using it as support. As of right now, it looks like that's the case because ES is running, IWM is running from that point. So the resistance of, let me go back to today. The resistance of that support turn resistance was there. Wasn't short, it was short-lived for now. But now we could be looking at this now, which was support, flip to resistance. So I wouldn't be surprised if we come up into the 194s. We're 193 right now, to maybe this POC and then fall from yesterday. This the open of yesterday too is also looking like the POC of today. Let's go back to see where volume looks like there, because it could have used that and we just missed it. Yeah, so this is, we're looking at poor low of yesterday. So that could be the support turn resistance. Here's the poor low of yesterday here. That's the close. That's the close. Poor low was here. What's this number? Why do I have the poor low of yesterday here? That's off. That's my mistake. I think I wrote that down wrong. Poor low of yesterday is actually here, 192.82, 81. This should have been the close. Unless profile switch, which is possible. But we're coming up to a poor low of yesterday, which was poor low of yesterday. And we're starting to fade back down. You can see the volume kicked in. Again, don't worry about the color. You just see heavy volume coming at the top of these candles here and here. And then we're looking like we're starting to fall back down. Uh, so that could have been another opportunity to fade. Uh, trying to see if it's worth it. There's delta there. Yeah, ES is doing the same thing. Again, it's playing off that key 192.81 level, which is like it just flipped under it. Yep, there we go. So the sellers came in a couple times. So the thought process that we had earlier was using that support as resistance. Market structure changed. And that's exactly what's happening. The market sees the same thing. There's a nice P shape at the top of this candle, high volume at the top of these candles. Sellers are coming in. And how long it lasts, we don't know, but we know they're coming in. So they came in twice. Here, pre-market, that would have, I don't know why I didn't see that. Why I didn't go there. But you can see that volume and that volume top of the candle, I mean, the sellers there at high volume, pushed it down a lot more. Had a bit of a rebound because that was now making that once resistance now, once resistance now support again, and then it starts to bounce, come back up to where this was once support, now resistance. Sellers came in, so the market agreed with that this was now, at least at the moment, agreed that this is a support turn resistance. You can see the heavy volume come in, and it fell pretty hard. It looks like it's not done. So that would have been a nice little second opportunity there too. And I don't know where price was at the top of that, but I'm pretty sure that's at least half goal from here to here, if not full 20 cent. But, so pretty straightforward. I was a little concerned about, well, let's say concerned. I was a little hesitant to want to sell until right before market open. Because we were coming into an area. I mean, again, that report dropped prices from 196s all the way down to at the time 193s. So I was less hesitant to sell and more maybe looking at the opportunity to possibly buy because of that, because we were coming into an area here where it was once support before, and we come in and we hit it as support again. So that would have been an opportunity to buy at that point. As long as the volume supported that. I mean, the overall part of it was supported. And in a way it did, right? You can see volume come at the bottom of these candles, right at that support area. And then we went higher. Took a little tumble, but you can see volume came right back. Buyers came right back in to buy up and bought up nicely for nice little 8-minute play. And then we used that support turn resistance again. The market agreed with it because it came in high volume to the downside. Top of these candles, nice little P shape, P shape, P shape there. And then we tumbled for a nice couple minutes. And it looks like we're at a point where the market's unsure. At the moment, this is the POC of today. At the moment. So they agree with these prices somewhat. Somebody has to win, whether it's the Bulls or the Bears. But as of right now, both sides agree that this area between 192.84 and 193.11, they're agreeing that price is fair here at the moment. Somebody has to win out. At some point, the Bears are gonna maybe feel more that price is just too high, or the Bulls may feel like prices are not low enough to buy. So one of them have to win out. Who knows who's going to win? That's not really important. What's important is that you're following the footprint of the bigger players to see where potential sell and buying is. You use the footprint chart. Sorry, use the market profile to find those areas. The footprint chart is to confirm, and volume confirms that. Volume confirms and denies. So as of right now, they still feel like prices is pretty decent around here. It moved a little bit, but prices are still fair. You got VWAP there, so it's playing against volume there. Value, sorry, value, not volume. Curious to see who wins out though. Curious to see who wins. It looks like potentially the buyers are winning out here. You're starting to see volume somewhat tick up, but it's not in no key area either. So I want to see it tick up, either PLC close, not so much the open of yesterday, but more so PLC, high, poor low and poor high areas to see where the actual value is. Just curious to see um, who wins out here in the long run. Okay. As I mean, that candle is still going, but that's high volume at the top of that candle. Pre-market low. That's what I had from earlier. You still got poor low of yesterday. Could be using that again as resistance. Was once support. If high volume, maybe thinking the same thing here. We above VWAP. See, look at that high volume there. That's telling me that the market is thinking the same thing. At least at the moment, that was once support, potentially be resistance. Okay. And they're coming in heavier now. Started here. Kind of was here. Started really here. I didn't really like that one. I more so like this candle because that's more like the P volume coming at the top of there. It looked like this may be a stop. Maybe a stop was triggered. If that's the case, then the fade would be great, but I don't looks like it's changing. Yeah, you definitely gotta let the candles play out because they can change if it can change in that just 1 minute. That looks decent as far as a sell. Big sellers coming in. You got a zero print at the top here. Uh, so somebody likes it to fade. I mean, again, we're still at POC of today. So which means that as of right now, this area between 193.42 and 193.10 roughly has the most contracts traded. So the market feels like that's a fair area. Okay. That wasn't volume here. Nice heavy volume there. Started here. That is a lot of volume. It was a big seller, a big buyer to try to push that up a second ago. See how it jumped? It's a big volume area right there, though. There's a seller in there, or sellers in there that still don't want to see price go up too high. Again, we're still in POC though. He's a big player. There's a lot of volume in here. That's a lot of volume in it to the downside. There we go. See, it started here. I wouldn't have liked that because it was below the middle of, I was at the low of the candle. This would have been a better P shape because you see it's happening at the top of it, meaning the sellers were at the top of this thing, not wanting price to go up. Took a couple minutes and then you start to see it here again in this candle as it's shaping out. The sellers are starting to come in. I don't know how strong that is or how long. It is a nice area. Again, knowing market structure, this support term resistance on Fed Day Wednesday. Yesterday used it as resistance again, and it looks like today the exact same thing. So structurally, we have changed. So the context of today's and yesterday's market was structural change. So you should have been looking for puts yesterday and today. Look for opportunities, at least IWM. I can't say for spiders or anything else, but structurally on IWM, the only play that makes sense was the puts. And you just got to wait for volume to kick in. And here's volume now. See, yeah, see, they came right back in. They didn't structurally, again, it went from support. I'm sorry, here. Support. Wednesday dropped it mainly because of Fed news. Now we know that structural has changed. Yesterday confirmed it when trying to come up into it and then fell again. Now that support return resistance. And today is another confirmation of that. And now they're really coming in. They're really coming in now. Twos. So I played the 192s, got in at 72, sold half at 82, and was knocked out at the 84 when I moved my second half up to capture commission. Shorts. Monitor. So the sellers came in pretty nicely off that structure change or the confirmation of now using that support as resistance. You can see the volume had kicked in again. Actually, it started this morning, the first 30 minutes, right? This was that, again, support term resistance, and then confirmed again today, and confirmed again back here. Here. Looks like we're in the B period now. So A period has stopped. We're in the B period, which is the second 30 minutes. And we traded here to trade back down. Oh, we're here now. So far, the B period, it's not really sure what it wants to do. See some volume coming at the top of that candle. See zero print with heavy volume there. That's a good sign there. I mean, that volume is sticking all the way out here, well past these bid and ask numbers. Who knows? Who knows after that? My day is done. We're below VWAP. Heavy volume on top of that candle. Sellers are still there. We just played off a nice number there. So are the sellers still in play? This looks like it. ES is starting to fall extremely hard. Nice little high volume at the top of that candle. But that play actually started here, around here. But, so the low of the day is 192.47. Who knows if we make a new low, but 192.47 is the low of the day, current low of the day. There's definitely some sellers in play. Right now, there's a little bit of fair market movement still. It's a lot of volume there too. Hmm. 62s. It's a lot of volume at the 40 mark on puts, 46s, 51s. The 51s look good too. There's a lot of volume there. Probably can get a nice little 10 cent on that one. Looks like that is giving it to you. 59. So it looks like it will was try to give you that 10 cent. The 51s definitely was powerful. All right, 61. There you go. They gave you the 10 cent. The option six, the 51s was a lot of volume in that. And then some. Like it's down to 63, up to 63. It's more in play. Looks like it. All right, guys, that's it for me. Half goal. Like, okay, stops got hit. Stops got hit there. Zero print, zero print, zero print up there. Even the ladder is showing heavy volume on the 51s. Well, was the heavy volume on the 51s. Now it's up to 60, 61, 62 now. So that would have been a nice little 10 cent move there. It's like it stops got hit. So we should go a little bit lower. We are approaching the low of the day, which was 192.70, 192.47. That was done back 9:35. So just as context, we are we are red on the day, and we are session red as well because of that pre-market fall. Heavy volume at the top of that candle. Again, we hit stops there. We're definitely dropping POC. All right, everyone. Great day. Played what we do this week. We played Monday, one Tuesday. Took a loss yesterday and won today. So we made back our loss and put an extra 300 on top of that. You know, all in all, this was a good week. Good way to start the month, good way to end the month and start the month. And we'll get back at it on Monday. All right, guys. Have a great weekend, and I will see you guys next Friday. Peace.